girls, come on. Leave the saving the world to the men? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Nerdy Girls After Dark. We have a very fun episode today. We are so excited. You have 3 of the usual nerdy girls. You have me, Kara, Maya, and Jalen. And today we have a very special guest, one of our favorite humans, Alex from Comics and Cinema. Alex, how's it going?
Good. Glad to be here. I'd say the only intro that I like more than my own.
Yes. Maya, Jalen, how's it going?
Great.
Good. Doing good. I'm excited for some chaos and for some fun.
Yes, I'm happy we're drinking because this is going to be very tough episode to do.
Yes. For those of you who are tuning in, we are going to be trying to crown a queen of 90s movies. We are going to try and debate our own favorite movies all the way up through 32 seeds up to number 1 and see if we can agree.
Or settle upon.
Yes.
We'll see if we survive and if we're here next week.
Before we came on live, we were sitting here already fighting about all of the movies that didn't make the list. So today should be a fun episode. Brian's already giving himself 8 minutes before he loses it. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to assume that it's going to be less time than that. But
right.
We do have time for our attention moments.
Yep. That is right.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please?
Did not cue it up fast
enough. Okay. Well, I do not mind, so I have no picture involved with mine. My attention moment is just the wonderful music we've been getting. One, I never get to talk about how much I love the Beyonce album. I was not a fan of Break My Soul, but the album Renaissance is just chef's kiss. I love it. The new Meg Thee Stallion album, phenomenal. Definitely the anthem for my villain era. It's supposed to happen. It's happening now. So, that's my attention moment. Great music.
I haven't listened to Meg's album yet. I'll have to add that.
Yeah, I haven't listened to either. Jalen, what's your attention moment this week?
So mine is from the She-Hulk premiere, Miss Jamila Jamil's dress. She looked fire in it. I love that it's like a comic book dress, and I want it in my closet. She looks great, and I love how excited she is that she's in this show. She's talked about how she loves to read comics, and she's a big nerd like all of us. So I'm very happy for her that she's in the MCU and in a bombshell like She-Hulk. And I can't wait to see more of her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, She-Hulk, fantastic. For anybody who hasn't seen it, no spoilies. Mm-hmm. First episode came out this morning, and it's really good. I really like it.
Yes, and definitely an ode to one of our previous episodes around mansplaining. I just yes.
Yes, there was a lot of cheering that was going on. Alex, this is your first time on the show. Do you have a moment that caught your attention this week?
I do, guys. I've been dreaming of this moment for so long. Every week I've been like, yes, there is something I was obsessed about. So this week it is The Sandman, a new Netflix show. My wife and I just started watching it. We're 6 episodes in and absolutely obsessed. The show is insane. Kara, you probably wouldn't like it.
now by the picture, I won't like it. But okay.
But I know for a fact, Jalen, you would love this show, and Maya, I know you would like it too. I mean, I've been saying it. It's not even a spoiler, but it's like there's an episode where he goes to hell, and you see it up at the top there. Gwendolyn Christie is playing Satan, is Lucifer. That's the next episode. All takes place in a diner, and then the following episode takes place over the span of like 800 years. And and then there's one in the beginning that's like an 100-year up. It's just absolutely a mind trip. And
Living Eternals, that's what it sounds
yes, yeah, and I just can't get enough of it.
I'm adding it to my list.
Okay, me too.
All right then. So my attention moment was going to be She-Hulk because I loved it, and then I received a text message, a very timely text message, just before we came on. So I've changed mine. So mine is that our very own power line, Tevin Campbell, has officially come out as gay. And from what I've seen on the Twitter, he is now the new queer icon, which as he should be, because Powerline, come on, like that's so sweet. But also just anytime anybody has the courage to come out after like such a long time, I always want to get that attention because I can only imagine what that must have felt like for so many years. So kudos to Tevin. Yes. We love that.
Kudos to him. That's awesome.
Yes. Okay.
Get ready, everyone.
Here we go. Here are the rules. Okay. We have 32 movies. We tried to bring them down to.
I've been trying to take this overlay off, and I'm sorry.
The chaos has already begun.
Okay.
Literally.
Chaos.
We have 32 movies. We have broken them into 4 mini brackets. So there will be 4 winners amongst the 4 mini brackets, which will all move on to the final round where we will determine the top 2 and then the top queen of 90s movies. Okay. So they're all childhood movies. So there's no like Shawshank Redemption. There's not another teen movie. Some other Ghost, whatever movies we took out. Rush Hour we took out. So they're all kind of like more focused on movies we grew up with. And because there's 4 of us, if there is a tiebreaker, if we need a tiebreaker, it will go to the comments. So definitely put your favorite in the comment at any time. You're new here. We live for comments, for interaction with you guys. It's why we do this live. So Jurassic Park was a last minute addition. Yeah. We second guessed ourselves on that one. So if there is a tiebreaker, we will throw it to the comments. Comments will decide the winner.
Mm-hmm. And then maybe like how we got all of them, because we did each choose our favorite. So like they're all like centered on what we like.
Yes.
So, if I'm, there's probably some niche 90s thing, Brian, that, we may not been interested in.
Yes.
So
it was not based on box office numbers or popularity. It was based on our favorite movies. However, we're all very different and we have very different likes. So it's going to seem all over the place. But we're just going to see a comment about Mary-Kate and Ashley. There may be some, we tried really hard to tamper our Mary-Kate and Ashley.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really
That's its own bracket one day.
Yeah.
Right, there's going to be its own bracket.
I've had a full mini bracket of just Mary-Kate and Ashley movies. Okay, should we start with mini bracket number 1?
We shall.
Let's go for it.
Okay, so mini bracket number 1. We are going to start off with seed 1 versus seed 8. That is 10 Things I Hate About You at number 1 and A Bug's Life at number 8. Maya, what are you going?
10 Things I Hate About You, not a debate.
Alex?
Bug's Life.
What? Okay, no,
Bug's Life.
Look. I grew up on Bug's Life. We had the VHS of Bug's Life. I did not watch 10 Things I Hate About You until like 4 years ago. Lisa made me watch it. But it wasn't a make. I watched it. I enjoyed it. There's just a lot more childhood memories for me with Bug's Life. You got all the bugs. P.T. Flea. He was great. There's also like isn't there like a weird conspiracy about that movie of like, I don't remember. I'm going to be getting too deep into the weeds. But yes, my vote is Bug's Life.
All right. Not my fiance in the comments going Bug's Life.
Oh my god.
Jalen?
This is difficult because I love them both. Bug's Life is like a very underrated Pixar movie. I feel like it gets forgotten about a lot, but it is so good. But 10 Things I Hate About You, like Julia Stiles and Heath Ledger. I'm just talking until I can make a decision. I don't know. They're both so good.
You said neither. Yikes.
Who said neither?
Sam.
Yeah.
Damn.
Shannon says Bug's Life is a ripoff of Ants. I think Ants
Ants?
is a ripoff of Bug's Life.
Because they came out the same year too.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I don't know which one came out first though.
But Bug's Life had more color. Ants was like the color scheme was
The animation kind of sucked. It's like
Ants
the
also has Woody
robots
Allen.
versus Wall-E type debate. Like,
I mean, I'm going 10 Things I Hate About You. So, Jalen, are we taking it to the comments?
Let's take it to the comments because
First, C is going to the comments. Okay.
okay.
I think we're just gonna go there a lot because
Well, we do have Tristan already said Bug's Life, so
okay,
we
so
got
you
a vote
got
there.
Tristan,
And I think Brian
Annan,
technically
and
too.
Sam. Sorry, Sam, you're gonna have to vote. And then Brian, 'cause Brian is doubling down on A Bug's Life.
We'll let you guys, give it a second for the comments to catch up. We'll come back to it.
Okay.
The second seed is Hocus Pocus versus our seventh seed of the Mighty Ducks.
I wonder who picked Hocus Pocus.
Jalen, would you like to vote first?
Yes, Hocus Pocus all day, every day.
Okay.
Love it. I've already watched it like 5 times this month because the second one is coming out soon, so I got to prepare for it.
Okay.
Even though it won't be as good, I'm sure. But Hocus Pocus.
I am pissed right now that A Bug's Life is winning in the comments. Maya?
Oh. Okay, between what was it?
Oh,
Okay,
Hocus and Mighty Ducks.
Okay, this is tough because I love both, and okay, I'm gonna go Hocus Pocus because I Put a Spell on You is like iconic song, so I'm gonna go that Hocus Pocus, even though I love the Mighty Ducks.
Alex?
Yeah, this is it's not a vote for Mighty Ducks. It's a vote against Hocus Pocus. I'm not a huge fan of that movie. I will admit that song is great. I just always get creeped out. I always have this when I was a kid, I always saw the sisters when she says that one thing. Always creeped me out. But Mighty Ducks also was the trailer that played before Nightmare Before Christmas, the VHS. And so I saw that a lot. So I'm going to go Mighty Ducks.
Okay, so I guess we're going to the comments.
You
Wait,
know what?
did you
I'm
pick
sorry.
Mighty Ducks
I
too?
hate to do this, but I think I'm gonna switch my vote and go Mighty Ducks.
Bam!
I'm sorry. I just saw Keenan Williams got his Hollywood star, and they showed that clip because he was in the Mighty Ducks. I haven't seen the movie in forever, and I'm just like, oh, that's such an epic.
Mighty Ducks was a classic.
So I'm gonna go Mighty Ducks. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's fine.
There's going to be a lot of heartbreak in this.
There it is.
Okay, so we have Bug's Life, 1, 2, 3,
Bugs like beating to the thing about you. Like I'm screaming.
and 2 for I hate everyone and everything. 10 Things I Hate About You is like in my top 5 maybe movies of all time, and the fact that it got beaten immediately by A Bug's Life is trash.
10 things Kara hates about this bracket.
Honestly, you should just quit right now. Okay.
Show's over.
Next one.
Sorry, Thompson, not Keenan Williams. My bad.
Number 3 seed Mulan versus the number 6 Hook. Alex.
Not even a question. Mulan.
Yes, correct. Mulan for me too. Jalen?
Same here. Mulan.
Okay. Well, I guess
Hook is good too, but Mulan.
Mulan should have been
better.
seated number 1 to get
Yeah.
All right. Brian's favorite, Passport to Paris versus
against Jumanji. Oh.
Passport to Paris for me.
I have to go Jumanji. That movie changed my life. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
When I said put it back in, I didn't mean against this movie. Oh.
I squat to I'll make a man of you. That is amazing.
Comment of the day so far. That's funny. Daniel Rang.
Oh my god.
You guys are so wrong. Well, there's a lot of Jumanji left. Okay, where are we at? Maya's Jumanji. Alex, what are you at?
Same. I loved. I was actually scared of Jumanji as a kid, but I've watched it a bunch recently, and it just keeps getting better every time I watch it. Like, it makes me want to play the game. We had the board game, but those drums. Anytime I hear that, that's like, oh, get rid of that game. Throw it in the river.
Yes. It was so good. And Robin
Brian,
Williams.
Passport to
Kristen
Paris
Dunst?
is the Mary Kate and Ashley movie.
That was the joke.
That was the joke.
As much as I love Passport to Paris, which I also just watched recently, I gotta go with Jumanji because
I hate it here.
I just feel like
so
Passport to
good.
Paris is so good, but it's better Mary Kate and Ashley movie. So even though this came in the 90s, yeah, I agree with this, Brian. The Robin Williams factor is off the charts. And if you do a double watch of Jumanji then Zuthura, mind blown.
Sorry for everybody who's watching live. There's a bee in here now.
Does the bee get a vote?
Is it Barry B.
For a
Benson?
Bug's Life. So now we're up Bug's Life versus Mighty Ducks.
Bug's
now
Life.
I'm just bitter against Bug's Life. So I'm
going with Bug's Life.
Let's move that one around. I'll go Bug's Life too. Push it forward.
What's so annoying is that Bug's Life was a last-minute addition. But we thought, maybe we should. Bug's Life going to round 3.
Bug's Life is gonna win the whole thing.
Mine would have been Mighty Ducks, which is a classic movie. Anyone else in the comments, please back me up. Mulan. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Brian. Mulan versus Jumanji.
That's so hard. I'm going with Mulan still, though. Soundtrack unbeatable.
Mulan here too.
Same here.
I'll be the odd man. I'll go for Jumanji, but Mulan wins.
Mulan.
Damn. Just wait and see. You have not seen the full bracket yet.
Yes, don't worry. There are 4. A reminder: there are 4 mini brackets.
Just wait. You think this is bad?
Thank you, David. Another Mighty Ducks. If you do not see your favorite movie yet, you may see it later on. You may not.
We'll see.
So our final for mini bracket number 1 is A Bug's Life versus Mulan.
Oh.
Mulan, obviously, right?
Mine is Mulan.
Mulan.
Yeah. How did A Bug's Life make it this far? That's what I'm saying.
Because it's so good.
That I can't believe 10 Things I Hate About You.
I'm
not made it past the first round.
I'm pissed. I'll be sending you all excellent clips from 10 Things I Hate About You for the next 2 weeks. All right. Okay. Not too bad. This is the worst. Welcome to Nerdy Girls After Dark. If you have not already, please pour yourself your favorite beverage and get involved in the comments.
It'll make things go by easier.
You can drown your sorrows with us. That's what we're doing.
Your favorite beverage could be water, could be tea, could be wine.
Mm-hmm.
It could be beer in a wine glass.
Okay, mini bracket number 2. You guys ready?
Whoa.
Number 1 seed, Toy Story 2. Just to stir some shit. number 8 seed, She's All That. Jalen, would you
Toy Story 2.
Okay, well, I'm going She's All That, but it's fine.
I literally just made a TikTok about how that scene in Toy Story 2 when they're like cleaning him, like clearing up his eyes and all that stuff is like,
oh god,
just perfect. It's perfection.
Mm-hmm. Just everything about it, and just the callbacks it does to like other movies, because I mean they do like the Jurassic Park scene with the T-Rex and the car. So
oh my god, and the prospector, he was terrifying, but it was good terrifying. Like good.
I just don't like Toy Story.
Like
we know.
all of it.
Yeah, just the whole thing. It's just overrated in my opinion. Like, it's cute. The concept is cute. I love Tim Allen. I love Tom Hanks. Like, so, like, the elements are there. It just didn't put it together in a way for me that I liked. Can't do it. I got 1 vote for She's All That. Thank you. George of the Jungle versus Tarzan. For some people, they just called me overrated. Some people do not understand the difference between Tarzan and George of the Jungle. They shall not be called out. Alex, what are you going to say?
These were 2 movies that I loved growing up. This was my intro to Brendan Fraser and George of the Jungle, man. And that the scene at the end when they're dancing, that I don't know what that song is.
Dayla by Johnny Clegg.
Dayla. Like, oh, I used to go hard on that all the time. Like, just I love that movie, but I also loved Tarzan. I remember seeing that one in theaters. And that soundtrack goes even harder because you got Phil Collins doing original songs for the whole thing. You've got, I mean, there's so many good ones. The drums, there's another song about Son of Man. So we've got that plus Mulan. I got to go Tarzan. I know.
Well,
I am also going Tarzan.
Okay. Well, we'll take it to the comments because I'm going George.
Yes!
Because
George of the Jungle. I'm sorry. We have to make sure it advances because that is the best movie of all time. I'm sorry.
Like Bug's Life over 10 things I hate about you. Come on.
That was the comments
George of the
fault.
Jungle.
I'm sorry,
over
this
both
is
of those
more
movies.
disappointing because it's live action. We saw Brendan Fraser like naked. Like, I'm sorry if it's a coming of age movie and you see a naked. I'm like, I'm all into that. So that's very sad.
But Tarzan has the music. I think Alex already mentioned that. Yeah, John says in the comments, the soundtrack is undefeated.
Ryan, you never even seen George of the Jungle. Please get out of the comments.
Ryan doesn't even know
Please
which
leave
one's
Discord.
George of the Jungle or Tarzan.
Only for the cartoon, Kristan. What?
Kristan, that is Tarzan.
Well, there is a animated
The George of the Jungle
too.
cartoon.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Kristan, I take it back. Okay, so we will give the comments a minute to vote for Tarzan or George of the Jungle. The next one,
Okay.
another Mary-Kate and Ashley movie. It Takes Two. One of the greatest movies ever versus Forrest Gump.
I love Mary-Kate and Ashley, and as an identical twin, it really hurts that I have to keep voting against it. But sorry, nothing beats. Sorry, it does not beat Forrest Gump. It's like they're going to be showing that movie like 200 years from now. Like they're going to forget about Mary-Kate, like It Takes Two, and they're going to still play Forrest Gump. That's how I look at it.
I will never forget about It Takes Two. It will never. This movie has everything. It's got the feelings. It's got the love story. It's got family. It's got belonging and feeling like you don't belong. It's got all.
Isn't that the plot of Forrest Gump?
Right.
Well, It Takes Two features women. So
What about Jenny?
Jenny.
Look, I this may be a hot take. I think Forrest Gump is overrated, but
So do I.
is it worse than It Takes Two? No, it's not. So I have to do Forrest Gump. I'll say this: I'm gonna make sure Forrest Gump doesn't get any further than this, but I'm gonna give it a win right now.
It is the one with Kirstie Alley.
Wait, so what won? Wait, Alex, who did you vote for?
Forrest Gump.
Okay, thank you.
Jalen?
I'll go It Takes Two because I'm also not a big Forrest Gump fan.
No.
Yes.
I do like Bubba Gump Shrimps though. That's a good restaurant.
Okay.
So last time I was at a Bubba Gump Shrimps, I was with my mom, and before the guy would give us our check, he like quizzed us on Forrest Gump trivia, and I'm like, thank God my mom is here. I'd probably still be at the restaurant because I don't know anything.
Oh my gosh. So wait, it's a tie right now?
It's a tie. So that one's also going to go to the comments. So we'll come back up to check George versus Tarzan.
It looks like George of the Jungle won. I'm just scrolling through the comments right now.
Yeah, you are not to be trusted.
Yeah, Maya, are you adding some extra votes?
Let's see. Tarzan, George, Tarzan. So
Maya's got some
Tarzan
bots
wins
in the
that
comments.
one. All right. Finally, the one that I like goes through. I don't even care that much about Tarzan. Okay, so let your comments for your votes for It Takes Two versus Forrest Gump come on in while we hit our number 4 versus our number 5 Goofy movie versus Hercules.
Oh, this is tough. Oh my
All of these
gosh.
are so horrible. The seating
No
is
contest.
terrible.
Yeah, who did this? I'm just kidding.
Goofy
It was all-
movie for sure. Powerline,
I'm so
Goo, Max.
This is like probably a hot take, but I like an extremely goofy movie better than
Yes,
a goofy
so
movie.
do I. So do I.
So, but Hercules, y'all talking about Tarzan having the best soundtrack? Hercules has the best soundtrack. Everything is perfect about that movie. I'm going Hercules. Bless my soul.
I'm also going Hercules because that is a jam. I love that song.
Goofy movie? Oh
I
my
know.
god, you guys are killing me.
Yeah, part
All
of
of
my
my favorites.
motivational playlist throughout high school and college was "Go the Distance" because
Yes.
I loved that song. And yeah, no question. And I don't even remember what the difference is between the Goofy movie and the. Is the first one him taking
It's
him
the
to college,
skate-
and then the
he's in
second one's him
college.
going to college?
That's the
No.
second one.
The first one is they're going on a road trip.
Yeah.
That's right. That's another movie that made me really sad growing up.
Sad.
And
Yeah.
it was the
was so
weirdest feeling in the
mean.
world because it was like, why am I having these feelings about Goofy? But it was like, dude, how can you treat your dad like that? Like, oh
Yes.
man, it literally made me sad. And so yeah, I can't vote for that movie. That's one of those on that list. I don't watch
Yeah,
that movie.
Max
because
was an
it makes me
asshole for
depressed.
sure.
But on the other hand, like, did you ever like treat your parent bad one day and then watch that movie and be like, oh, I'm so sorry.
It's a good question. I know I probably didn't treat them bad because of that movie. Like
See,
I was
this
too
was a great
scared.
movie. Another point. How did we disappoint? I listened to Eye to Eye by Powerline, Tevin Campbell, a minimum of 20 times this week. Like probably today alone. I listen to that song all the time. It is a classic, and the movie should have won just for that reason. It looks like Forrest Gump wins, so all of my favorite movies are out immediately. So
Wait, so is it Hercules or Goofy movie? Is it tied?
It's her.
Hercules. I think all three of you said Hercules.
Zero to Hero. You say you listen to Eye to Eye. Listen to Zero to Hero at least once a day.
Yeah, Brett. No, what's his name? So
Roy Kent.
Roy Kent. Yeah, Brett Goldstein. Yeah,
Yeah, this
Brett Goldstein, Hercules. Yeah. Thank you, Ryan, for
Ryan
voting.
probably doesn't even know what
Goofy
Hercules
movie.
is.
there's a wedding version of Eye to Eye. Oh wow.
Please tell, because this is very timely.
First dance song.
First, all right, we have Toy Story 2 versus Tarzan.
Toy
I don't
Story
really care
2.
about either of
Toy
these.
Story 2. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say Tarzan just to keep it exciting.
I will also say Tarzan just because I don't like Toy Story. So I guess we're gonna go to the comments for that one. Tarzan versus
Wait,
Toy
hold
Story
up.
2.
Do you see what Keandra just said? George of the Jungle? Wow, it's already
Did the
voted
votes get tallied already, Kara? Has the
Yeah.
ballot box been closed?
Yeah,
Voting's
the
over?
ballot box has been
Is he
closed.
behind?
Was Keandra in line by 7 p.m. before that vote came in?
I could have just texted her group chat and be like,
Oh, really? Really? Cheating.
Look at her.
Get out.
Unbelievable.
But
Buying
he would agree.
votes.
He wouldn't have put that.
George of the Jungle loses points for cheating.
I would just encourage him to take part in the conversation.
Okay, so we got Toy Story 2 versus Tarzan. So far, Tarzan is winning in the comments. We'll give you guys a minute. We're going to go Forrest Gump versus Hercules.
There we go. Bury that movie in the ground. Hercules.
I'm
Hercules.
going Hercules.
Nice.
Sorry, Tom Hanks.
Man,
We'll take Tom Hanks for Toy Story.
I want to go back to Shannon's comment. Yes, the Muses. We can have a whole episode about who we fan cast as the Muses, but we'll table that for another day.
What if like in whenever he shows up, probably in like the next Thor movie or something, what he gets his own movie and it is basically just a live action remake of the cartoon, but it's a Marvel movie.
Oh my
How
god,
cool would
that'd
that
be
be?
awesome.
epic!
That would be so
But they
cool.
already announced a live action Hercules, like Disney.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Because the
Yeah.
Russo brothers, I think, are directing it, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, no,
there
I
you
think you're
go.
right.
I'm just saying, if Lizzo is not a muse, I'll be very.
I know she wants to be.
Yes,
You could have
She could be
her,
all of them.
It's a
Jennifer
theme.
Hudson and
I said Beyonce and Janelle Monáe. were my
ooh,
favorite.
okay, all right, that's fine.
How many of them are there? 4?
3.
I think 4 or 5.
yeah.
Oh, you're right. I think there might be 4.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
we've got for Toy Story 2 versus Tarzan. In the comments, we have 1 for Toy Story 2, 2 for Tarzan, 2 for Toy Story 2. The tied at 2.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Brian.
5.
Can somebody else
Toy-
please cast a vote for Tarzan
And
or
vote on
sorry,
Toy Story 2.
yeah, Tarzan or Toy Story 2. So we can. No, Ryan, you don't get to choose. I mean, the other thing is, no, Brian, you've already voted.
New votes.
I feel like I don't have a strong enough like platform for Tarzan to make an argument. I just don't care about Toy Story. So if anybody feels like they have an argument to make and can sway somebody, go ahead.
I've got something. I'm gonna switch my vote
We're
to
still
Toy
silent.
Story.
You're switching to Toy Story?
I'm switching to Toy Story. That way we break the time.
Wait, Toy Story versus Hercules?
No, Tarzan.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah,
I know
Toy
it's
Story.
gonna lose to Hercules anyway.
Oh yeah. Did I cast my vote? No, I'm voting Toy Story. Yeah. I don't know if I did or not.
Okay, so it's Toy Story 2 versus Hercules in the round of this one.
For the final?
For the
Or
final
no.
bracket 2. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I
this
forgot
is
to
Toy
mention
Story.
this. When I was in high school, senior year, I took an elective for world. It was called World Religions, and we had to do a presentation at the end of the semester. But we had to work in pairs, and we had to pick a specific religion. And I chose Greek mythology, and we had to give like a 2-hour presentation, which was insane. Everyone was like, "What are we supposed to do?" And so I told my partner, I was like, "What if we just played Hercules?" As like our thing, which is and I asked the teacher, she was like, "Yeah, as long as you like link." So I like made a little presentation with it and played the Hercules movie in class. Like we fast forwarded to some bits, but yeah, I love that movie, and so yes, I will still vote Hercules over Toy Story.
This is like the hardest decision ever, but I think I'm gonna go Hercules too.
Brian saying Hercules against Forrest Gump never happened. It did. Everybody just collectively like moved it.
Yeah, it was so quick. It was like we didn't even.
No, Forrest Gump didn't win. I'm sorry, Christina.
Sorry, Maya, what did you say?
I said Hercules, which is crazy, but I'm just gonna commit to it.
That's okay.
All right.
I'll hold down the fort for Toy Story 2.
Alex.
Well, I said Hercules, and that's the gospel truth.
Yes.
So this is a vote against Toy Story. So Hercules will win this round.
Take
Wow.
it.
Hercules against Mulan. Wow.
There's some like weird shit going on today. I don't know what's happening.
Why we said chaos. Be
We did
prepared.
say chaos.
True chaos.
Ah,
All right,
Okay.
we're moving to bracket 3.
mini bracket number 3. We're gonna start off with number 1 seed Parent Trap versus the number 8 seed Good Burger, which I had never heard of until today.
That's why you put them against each other, because that is so not fair.
Good Burger is hilarious.
That's true. These are 2 of Maya's picks. I tried not to get first seed the same picks against each other.
That bag's filling up.
Obviously,
Yes.
I'm gonna pick Parent Trap because I've never heard of Good Burger, but obviously Maya's in distress. Alex, go ahead.
Parent Trap by a country mile.
Jalen.
I'll also pick Parent Trap, but I do say welcome to the Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. May I take your order? Anytime Taylor and I go through a drive-thru, and I think he hates it, but I don't care because I'm still gonna say it.
I was going to.
It's just
say
because
it
it's
here.
against Parent Trap. It's hard.
This is so. I'm so happy that it already won. Parent
Okay.
Trap. Me and my sister know the handshake. That is our movie. I watch it all the time. But Good Burger. That's sad,
I do
but
love
I'm
Good
gonna vote Good Burger just because I know Parent Trap.
Parent
Chris
Trap
Norman?
had a core memory for me in the scene of her getting her ears pierced with the apple. I don't know why I was like, whoa, that's so crazy. Like, oh my gosh, that has to hurt. That whole scene, like I always think about that scene of like people, it hurts to get your ears pierced.
It does. I also did the ice cube thing before I got my ears pierced the first time. I'm like, I'm going to freeze my ear off so I don't feel it. And I was like 18 years old. So, a grown person who was scared to get their ears pierced.
I am shocked at how many people are talking about Good Burger. I have literally
cannot
never heard of it.
Did you
Like-
watch all that growing up, Kara? All that?
With like Amanda Bynes.
Oh, that yeah. Amanda
Yeah, kind
Bynes.
of.
Keenan
Like I didn't watch
Thompson
the
and
So,
Kel
Good
Mitchell.
Burger started as a skit and all that, and it had so much like popularity. They made literally the Keenan and Kel show spinoff and the Good Burger movie spinoff, and it is so good.
Like I looked up the artwork. I didn't even recognize that. Like this movie did not exist in my world.
It was the classic orange VHS tape, like Rugrats
Yes.
appearance.
Oh,
So
that's
good.
good. That's some good. My
That's how you
fiance
know
is
it was
literally calling me because he's so pissed at me for saying this. So I guess, oh yeah, he says we're watching Good Burger. Okay, so I guess that's what we're doing this weekend.
Have fun. Let us know what you think of it. Live tweet it.
I will update with an attention moment and Twitter, I guess. I hate watching old movies, so we'll see. But
Oh, it's so
It's
good.
so good,
good
though.
to rewatch. Brian, I agree with you here. I'm very shocked that Ryan knows what Good Burger is.
Does he
Ryan
know?
knows Good Burger. What is happening? Ryan knows no movies. Like for anybody
He
else,
knows
he
Good
knows
Burger.
Nothing. All right. Number 2, seed Toy Story versus Prince of Egypt.
Toy Story.
Yeah, Toy Story. I just feel like Prince of Egypt is like if you went to Sunday school. Very much giving church movie when you were a
The
kid.
songs, the soundtrack of Prince of Egypt is so. If
So
Sarah
good.
was here, Sarah
Oh.
would be backing me up. The
It's fire.
soundtrack of this movie is amazing.
That movie makes me cry, but
Oh, it's so good.
I'm gonna have to go the OG Toy Story though.
Mhm.
Alex?
All I've ever known was also on my pump up playlist along with Go the Distance. I was obsessed with the Prince of Egypt soundtrack. I recently bought that movie on Blu-ray because I had it on DVD. I love that movie. And yes, so my pick is Prince of Egypt.
Yes, we're going to the comments.
I guess
Toy Story.
I love Sam's
This is
comment.
Fantastic.
I know Sam is hilarious.
How did you know I called him an uncultured swine? Did Ryan say that in the comments?
Yeah, in the comments.
Oh.
Well, you've called people uncultured swine. and that's from Toy Story.
And a lot of the times it's
Is that-
Ryan. We're saying that to Ryan.
Okay, so can you in the comments vote your opinion between Toy Story and Prince of Egypt? We'll give you guys a minute to get your votes for Prince of Egypt in there. And we'll move on. Aladdin versus Jurassic Park.
Oh,
Brian.
Woo! Yes, David, I agree with this. This is,
Yeah.
Oh,
this is a good
do I
response.
go with my cartoon crush or dinosaurs?
Cartoon crush, yeah, for sure. Who didn't have a crush on Aladdin though?
Right? Or Jasmine?
Yes. They're both gorgeous. I'm gonna actually have to go with Jurassic Park. That was one of my favorite books growing up. And then when I saw the movie, it wasn't as good as the book, but it was still like, wow. On TV, I'm seeing a dinosaur chase me. And it's a lot better than Velocipaster. So I'm gonna go with Jurassic Park. Even though I loved Aladdin. A whole new world.
yeah. Aladdin was one of the rewind the VHS over and over to watch. And I also loved the other two. I love King of Thieves, the third Aladdin movie. But Jurassic Park is a cinematic masterpiece. Like we watched that a couple years ago, and I was just blown away alone at how almost all the dinosaurs are practical effects. So the movie holds up year over year because it still looks the same. Whereas, CGI always ages. And I watched that movie to death when I was a kid because I was obsessed with dinosaurs, obviously. I was also obsessed with Aladdin, but I got to go Jurassic Park.
I hated Jurassic Park. I hated it.
I mean, it scared me too, though. All the stuff with the Dilophosauruses with Newman was always just like so scary to me. But
Really?
man, like the Brachiosaurus.
Those dinosaurs make me laugh.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Aladdin is my favorite Disney movie other than Mulan. I loved Aladdin. The music is good. I don't, it's fine. It's not like Hercules or Tarzan or whatever. It's good. It's the story. It's the story for me.
I'm just saying, even though it's not 90s, the Will Smith version of Prince Ali.
Oh, it's so good.
So good. It literally comes up on my Spotify all the time because I love it.
I love that one and Friend.
Yes.
His Friend Like Me. That one is a
and I think the
too,
lyrics in some of the Aladdin songs didn't age well.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering right.
But I know. I think I'm going to have to go with Jurassic Park too, even though it kills me because I freaking love Aladdin. But Jurassic Park changed my life.
Yes.
And
where are my people at?
Still changes my life.
Bum, 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 ba-da-na-na-na-na.
When Taylor and I got married, to release tables to go eat, every table was a movie. And when one of the tables was Jurassic Park, and everyone just got up and started jamming out to that song when the DJ
awesome.
played it.
Oh, wow.
But
Thank you, Shannon, for backing me up in Aladdin. It looks like Toy Story, unfortunately, won in the comments. Okay. The last one on this list, Beauty and the Beast versus Casper.
another tough one.
I have to say, when Casper Meets Wendy was on here, but for me personally, I'm sorry, be our guest, banger. I'm going with Beauty and the Beast.
Alex?
Can I go last?
I'm going to go Casper because I had the biggest crush on that boy when he was in human form.
Stay on the ghost.
Not as the ghost. And also, I love Christina Ricci. She's my spirit animal. I got to go Casper. It makes me laugh. It's also sweet, too, at the end. So I'm going Casper. Even though I love Beauty and the Beast too, and it's hard, but I'm sorry, I'm a Halloween person, so you know.
I am not a Halloween person. This was not my kind of movie. I think I've seen this movie. I'm not even like 100% sure that I've seen the whole thing. So I'm going Beauty and the Beast.
Okay, that helps. Good. Beauty and the Beast was a staple in the household, but I never liked the movie because I always thought the plot was like, why are you being so mean to this guy? And like this guy turns into a beast because he's kind of a jerk and all of that sort of stuff. But I've learned to like Casper a lot more. My wife loves that movie, and so we've watched it a couple of times. And I love the idea that the dad is like a therapist for ghosts, and that it's like completely normalized in the movie that no one thinks he's crazy. They just kind of are like, yeah, he's a therapist. Or I'm gonna go Casper, and now we have to go to the comments.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
The thing is, it did feel a little Stockholm syndrome-y, Beauty and the Beast. I'm not even gonna lie.
It's not my favorite Disney
Fall in
movie.
love with the Beast.
Yeah.
I mean, I want that library.
I was
all,
gonna
that's
say,
all I need.
I was just about to mention that for you, Jane.
Yeah.
Love that
I need
library.
that
And Emma
library.
Watson in the live action. Come on.
I hated the live action.
Oh, I just love Emma Watson.
Yeah. Well, who was Gaston? Luke Evans. He was
Yeah.
a great Gaston.
Yeah, he was amazing, Gaston.
Mhm.
No one plays like
All
Gaston.
right. What do we got in the comments?
So yeah, y'all gotta vote Beauty and the Beast or
Casper.
We got Beauty and the Beast, Casper, Beauty and the Beast.
I mean, just at the end when he's like, "Can I keep you?" Yes, you
Oh,
can. You can keep me.
so cute. I'm gonna rewatch that tonight though, because it's been a minute since I've seen it. I always rewatch though when Casper meets Wendy though. So.
Was that Hilary Duff as Wendy?
Yes. Fire.
I didn't
I've
even
never
realize that Casper was a boy at some point, so now I don't know that I've actually seen that movie.
It's got some good people in it too. Because what's his face? The dad, he's a big deal. But then I think one of the guys from Monty Python plays one of the ghosts, or maybe I'm thinking of
Bill
the ghost
Pullman.
movie.
Bill
No, you're
Pullman's the
thinking of
dad.
the three ghosts and they come in human form. I think that's when Casper meets Wendy.
No,
Like, one of them
I'm
is
thinking of it's a Disney Channel movie where they're like ghosts, but they're actual actors just covered in makeup, like white makeup.
Oh, I don't know that. Wait, no one's voting. Well,
No, there was a couple of votes. I think that Beauty and the Beast is winning.
Okay.
And I apologize, John. I know you love Emma.
Actually, I'm seeing 2 Beauty and the Beasts and 3 Caspers.
Uh-oh.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Kristan, Shannon.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Casper wins then.
Yeah.
I can't be mad at it. I can't be mad.
All right.
Alrighty.
Pissing some people off. We're going Parent Trap versus Toy Story.
I'm sorry. I'm going Parent Trap.
Samantha just called it out. What's his name? His name's Graham Chapman, I think. He plays the henchman in the movie. And that's
Yes.
Oh god.
Also, and they hire all those people to come and try and like exercise the house, like all the different
Well,
people.
and some of them are Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
The
that's right,
Ghostbusters
yeah.
show up.
Really?
Yes.
And Casper,
I
yeah.
remember
And he's
that.
like, nope, I can't do this. I was like, yeah, Casper's too good for you.
Yes. But my vote is Toy Story versus Parent Trap, which is also difficult, but I love Toy Story.
I'm committing to Parent Trap.
Parent Trap for me. Alex. Are we going to the
Rewatchability.
comments?
Parent Trap.
Oh, no! Bye, Toy Story.
Bye bye.
Oh,
Let's
no
go.
Toy Story or Toy Story 2. I hate this game.
No Toy Story in the finals.
You guys suck. I'm just kidding. I love you.
All of my favorite movies are gone, so I don't care about it.
Ryan Tuman
Jurassic Park.
McCasker.
Jurassic Park versus Casper. I don't care about either of these things.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic
Jurassic
Park.
Park.
Good thing
I love
haven't-
Casper, but
It's Jurassic
Jurassic Park.
Which leaves us with Parent Trap or Jurassic Park.
Parent Trap.
Parent Trap.
I'm going Jurassic.
When
Me
I
too.
say that summer camp was like the summer, I would always dream about that summer camp. Like I always wanted to go, like twins, just everything. You get a little bit of like.
But you've never wanted to go to an island that has dinosaurs on it?
No, I haven't.
No,
Okay.
why
I
would
do.
you?
I would go to Jurassic Park.
I would not. Jalen is also the same person who sit on her porch and watch for tornadoes. So I cannot.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd be doing that too.
That is true. So we are taking this to the comments. Parent Trap versus
Ooh,
Jurassic
there's a
Park.
lot of
There's
JPs
a lot.
There is
there.
a lot
Oh
of
my
Jurassic
god,
Park.
we're leaving it to the comments. You know the guys are going to be voting for Jurassic Park.
I know.
Oh. Like
Even the girls are voting for Jurassic. It looks like Jurassic Park's gonna win. So
It's just-
that's
When you hear the thud of T-Rex stomping, just gets your heart going.
Yeah.
The scene where he's got the claw and he's pretending to gut the kid at the beginning.
Which
of the
I am
movie.
still believing that kid is Chris Pratt. Or like that's who Chris Pratt
I
ended
love
up
that.
being.
I love
I don't
that.
care if it's not true, but I'm just going with that. And
Wait,
that's
so-
I've thought that since
really?
you mentioned it way back when. I was like, yeah, that's my new canon now.
it. I think they've denied it, but I'm like, no, it's true.
I don't care what you say.
all
Wait,
right.
David said JP, that means he was just playing. He doesn't mean that.
Yeah, both girls and guys are like in Jurassic Park.
I'm
Jurassic
sorry,
Park
Sam. I
is
didn't
it.
mean to be sexist.
Jurassic Park, which was a last minute addition, has now won bracket 3. What a disappointment.
It's a good win.
Bracket
Good
number 4.
The
Our-
vinyl
The
dragon.
last mini bracket. The number 1 seed is Lion King, which initially was not in this bracket of 32 movies at all until the last minute. So I hope you guys all appreciate that, because I put up some Instagram polls and people felt very, very strongly about Lion King. So let's get started.
What was it?
Lion King versus Swan Princess.
Lion King.
Lion King. Sorry,
Okay.
I love Swan Princess, but
Here it goes.
I asked for Swan Princess to be included on the list. So I at least need to have a few moments to explain why. This movie is awesome. The soundtrack is fire. These are great songs. And the story is beautiful too. It's basically the not ugly, kind of the ugly duckling, right? She turns into a swan, but people don't know she turned into a swan. And she's look. If all three of you are going to go Lion King, I will gladly go Swan Princess. But I want the comments. I want our listeners to know I grew up on Lion King. Lion King was one of my favorite movies growing up. But if I don't even know. I mean, Lion King's not technically an original movie. It's based off of Hamlet, so it's a remake in a sense. But
Oh my god, Alex.
if the three of you vote Lion King, I will vote Swan Princess. If not, I will vote Lion King. So, Kara, what do you say?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely voting. I don't think I've ever
Okay.
seen Swan Princess.
That's fair.
It's been a long time if I've seen it.
All right, so Lion King it is.
Oh my god, Kara, I'm like heartbroken at this next one. Why would you do this?
Space Jam versus Edward Scissorhands. There is not enough wine in this world to make me choose Edward Scissorhands over anything.
Yes.
Have you seen the movie?
Space Jam, probably not. Like I've seen
With
pieces
Johnny
of
Depp?
it. I've seen pieces of it, and I can't deal with that. I don't like any of it. I hate his look. No, it's just not a me movie. Space Jam, I watched every day growing up. The music, Michael Jordan, Bugs Bunny, like all of it, so good. The Monsters, it's just a superior movie. Thank you to everybody in the comments saying Space Jam.
Thank you, Sam. I'm going with Edward Scissorhands because it seems like people are not going to vote for it. That movie was my sexual awakening. It made me realize I like
That movie was your sexual awakening with Johnny Depp and all his white paint and his
you know me. Like
We know who Maya
weird.
likes.
I get that. I know my taste is very different, but I don't know, something about that. I'm just like, the romance was so cute with Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
Right.
It was just like,
Is it
it was
because
so
of his
good. Like it was a
technology
perfect
hands?
movie. But I keep in mind, I love Space Jam. I had Space Jam on VHS. Like, we watched it all the time. But I feel like I have more sentimental value for Edward Scissorhands.
I gotta go Space Jam too. I love Edward, but Space Jam. It's iconic.
Johnny Depp is my wife is a huge fan of Johnny Depp, as am I. Pirates of the Caribbean,
Great movie.
Amazing. Secret Window, haven't seen it.
Love
Edward Scissorhands, also haven't seen it, but I did watch a bit of it while my wife was watching it, and here's the reason I never saw it. Oh, do you want to watch a movie about a guy who has scissors for hands? Oh, why is that a movie? You throw that up against, what if Michael Jordan played with the Looney Tunes and the soundtrack with fire, and I also watched that movie every day and wore out the VHS? We're going Space Jam.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Maya.
That's how it feels,
Okay.
Maya.
I love Space Jam. It doesn't feel like a loss for me, but I want everybody to rewatch. And if you haven't watched it, watch Edward Scissorhands, because it's more than just a guy with scissors as hands.
Yeah, the scene I saw was like him alone in the corner of an attic using his scissors, and someone walks in and they're like, "What are you doing?" And he like turned around and was all awkward, and I was like, "What is this movie?"
I promise you, Alex, I know your movie taste. Like Brian says, you would love the movie.
Then I guess I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'll add it to the list.
You all send me a box with 3 actual bottles of wine and not an empty box with 3 promised bottles of wine. I'll consider watching that movie.
Oh my God.
Okay. Clueless versus Halloweentown.
Oh.
Son of a.
Okay, I'll go
This would be
first.
a hot take.
This is easy for me. I'll go Clueless.
I'm going Halloweentown. I'm sorry. I'm not. This is like an unpopular opinion. I'm not the biggest Clueless fan.
I feel like Clueless was before your time.
It was, but I still watched it when I was young, and I just didn't get the hype.
Alex?
Yeah, I agree with Maya on that. I also think Clueless is overrated. And I watched it and I liked it, but I was still kind of like, I get it. I get why people like this movie, but it's not moving the medium. Let me rephrase it. I was going to say it actually did move the medium forward, because I think that movie is the beginning of like the reason why we have Mean Girls, the reason why we have all of those other types of movies that are very similar to that is because of Clueless. But Clueless is still kind of like a movie. But going up against and what was the other one? The wine's kicking in. Oh, yeah, and Halloweentown is good too. But like that movie went straight to Disney Channel. I've seen it. We get trapped in Halloweentown. For the medium's sake, I have to go Clueless. So I'm not happy about it.
So when the skeleton was a cab driver, and he's like, "Welcome to Halloweentown,"
Yeah,
you were convinced there.
yeah, but Paul Rudd's in Clueless.
That's true. That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we know where I'm going. I gotta go Halloweentown because Halloween is cool. Quote.
What about Calabar's Revenge?
Oh, God.
Also a good one.
So that
I love Clueless so much, but
that puts us at the comments, right? That's 2 and 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Comments. Wait, hold up. This is really tight. Like 1, 2, 3, and then
Yeah,
1, 2. It's right now. It's 3 against 3. Someone needs to break the tie. Oops, I didn't mean to click that.
Somebody said Diane Wiest, and all I know about Diane Wiest is that cold open from Brooklyn Nine-Nine when Boyle's like, "Oh, Diane Wiest infection."
It's not tied. We've got Halloweentown has 3 and Clueless has 2, but David has not voted if he's planning to vote.
Wait, no. Wait, Sam says Clueless. Oh, wait, you're right.
Sam voted for
He
Halloweentown.
said the show. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, wow.
I'm learning so much about Kristan. I did not know he liked Halloween movies. He's out here voting for all the Halloween movies. Like,
thank you,
life
Kristan.
depends on it.
Thank you.
But I guess Halloweentown wins.
Canessa's gonna be pissed when she watches this when she comes back.
Just don't show her this episode.
I'm gonna tell her that you guys disrespected her this way. So that we can all feel the same hurt that I felt. Little Rascals versus Sandlot. Wait, hang on. Brian's saying 3-3. It doesn't win. Is that true?
No, there's no 3-3.
No, David voted for Clueless, so now.
Oh,
it's 3-3.
David did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! Wait.
Does that mean I got to change my vote again?
Yeah. So now people have to do like a
executive decision.
So I'm starting to think if you were to ask me which movie I would want to watch right in this moment, I would say Halloweentown, just because I'm like feeling fall, feeling Halloween.
But you can only like watch Halloweentown a specific time of year. You can watch Clueless anytime.
No.
Brittany Murphy.
Feels like actually no. I watch it every month.
Just kidding.
Jalen was like, Halloween is all year round for me.
Yes. Spooky isn't a season, it's a lifestyle.
That's right.
Lifestyle. She does live this lifestyle.
We need to make that a meme. It's not a season, it's a lifestyle.
Does anybody want to switch their vote?
Yeah, I'll switch mine to Halloweentown.
Yes!
Does anybody else want to switch their vote?
I'm staying.
Damn it, Alex.
Sorry. It's not going to make it past the next round, though, I promise.
Sam says you can watch it whenever you're
Thank you, Sam.
Okay, Little Rascals versus Sandlot. I think that Brian does not like Sandlot. So
I'm going with Little Rascals. It's one of the best movies ever created.
yeah, it's a classic.
I've got a pickle.
I got a pickle. I got a pickle.
Hey.
Dear Darla, I hate your stinking gut. You're the stone between my toes.
Now I want to watch this movie. This is
That movie.
this is
My wife and I were literally quoting lines last weekend about that movie.
This is a great movie. When he's doing like the talent competition and
Oh, wow! And then he's Bubbles. You are
Bubbles.
so
Yeah.
beautiful. I know every single like that's the how in I Am Legend he knows every word to Shrek in that movie. I think it's Shrek. I know every single word to Little Rascals. It's so good.
It's a good movie. So I'm Little Rascals. Maya's Little Rascals. Jalen.
I'm going Sandlot. I love Little Rascals, but I mean, if we're talking about sexual awakenings, Benny from Sandlot.
Oh yeah.
Hello. And it's just, I mean, I say you're killing me, Smalls, all the time. I mean, I hate s'mores, but I say you want s'mores.
S'more
all the
what?
time. Some more what?
I haven't had anything yet.
So good. And it's like summertime. 4th of July happens. I don't care about baseball, but And the dog.
Hercules.
The big old dog. I gotta go Sandlot.
But how does the s'mores compare to that sandwich Darla ate with like the rocks and stuff in it?
Yes.
I don't know, something about that sandwich sounded good, like the crunch.
What's the number for 911?
All right,
So
so
many
it's up
more
to Alex.
We want to
Like-
buy some stuff for our clubhouse. Paper or plastic? When I was a kid, I was obsessed with that movie. But as I was
Same.
growing up, I played like 8 years of baseball. And when I lived in Texas, we watched Sandlot almost every day. We watched it in drive-in movie style. We had a giant sheet on the back of the house where we would watch it. My neighbors would come over and say, hey, do you want to play ball in the backyard? We would all pick characters from the movie. You don't understand. That wasn't my ball. That was my favorite line from that movie. Honestly, it's no contest. It's Sandlot.
Oh, thank you, Alex. I thought you were like doing this big speech and then be like,
I want to make it look like it. No, Sandlot is
to the
amazing.
comments.
We are going to the comments. People of the world.
America.
Ryan doesn't realize he only gets one vote.
People of Canada and America and wherever else you're watching from, come through for Little Rascals, please.
So we have 1, 2.
We can't count Brian's 18 votes.
David, you gotta vote. He said it's a vibe. That's not a vote.
He did vote. He just voted.
Oh, he did?
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, Sandlot.
look, okay, the scene on 4th of July, the fireworks are going off, and they're like, that's enough light for us to play baseball. And then they go play baseball. You got the scene with Babe Ruth.
Right.
And that bit where he looks at the I have that baseball card of Henry Aaron. That's a pretty cool guy. And then he, disappears.
The fair scene, it's so gross, but
Thank you.
when they're riding the ride.
That one, yep. And the soundtrack in that movie was amazing too.
That's what happens at the fair, Maya.
I know, but that was a trash choice. I'm puking.
Yeah, what? Oh yeah, everyone tried chewing tobacco.
Unfortunately, Sandlot has won. Another disappointment of this episode of Nerdy Girls After Dark. Okay, this one is gonna hurt some people. We have Lion King versus Space Jam.
This is hard.
That's hard.
This is a very clear Space Jam for me, so I'm just gonna start with that.
I'll go Lion King.
I will say, we were talking about this earlier. The Lion King is not even my favorite movie of the Lion King series. Lion King 1.5 is the superior Lion King movie. It just did not come out in the 90s.
Yeah. I'm going Space Jam too.
Alex.
Space Jam.
Oh,
what an upset.
I mean, not that much because it was a 2 seed, but
That's a tough one. I feel the same as
It is
Brian,
tough.
just flip the names.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Space Jam has dethroned The Lion King. Sandlot versus Halloweentown. Could not care less. My vote can be a swinger.
Sandlot.
Go ahead.
Sandlot.
Because I know it's still a good movie, but
I love Halloweentown, but Sandlot is better.
Sandlot versus Space Jam.
Space Jam.
Sandlot.
Jalen.
Sandlot.
Damn it! We're going in the comments. Sandlot or Space Jam?
If Sandlot beats Space Jam, I'm literally gonna pull out my braids.
Baseball versus basketball.
And this is the Michael Jordan Space Jam.
Yes,
Just
not the
FYI,
Cowboy.
Yeah,
Wow.
not the
LeBron
other one.
James.
Definitely not the other one.
Everybody throw your hands in the air.
I will say, if you want a great thing to listen to, someone put the Hamilton soundtrack to Space Jam on YouTube, and it's amazing. So, it's the Hamilton words, but it's to the tune of the Space Jam soundtrack.
Ooh, I gotta check
It's
that out.
amazing.
Wait, so Ryan, I'm confused. Ryan, okay, you switch your vote. 1, 2, 3 for Space Jam. 1, 2. Wait, I can't count. One.
Do we need someone to put clear and then everyone vote again?
Wait, 1, 2, 3. Ryan. Okay.
We have
Wait, I think Space Jam wins, right?
Ryan, Shannon, and Chrisan for Space Jam. Sam and Brian for Sandlot.
Sam hasn't voted yet.
Oh,
Sam, you're the tiebreaker.
It's a lot of pressure.
Sam did vote for Sandlot with Brian. Oh, it's a new one?
Oh, she hasn't. She says she hasn't voted yet, so maybe she's switching.
So then Brian is the only vote for Sandlot then. Oh, and David. Brian and David.
Brian's resetting the vote.
Revote. Yes.
Revote.
Yes. Wait.
Okay, everyone vote now between Sandlot versus Space Jam.
Okay, so any vote after that comment.
After
I
only
want to
votes
take this
after
time to address a comment that was a while back that said the Olsen twins are overrated compared to Elizabeth Olsen. And I find that really interesting that, I imagine when they were younger, Elizabeth Olsen was so jealous of her sisters because they were so popular. and now she has surpassed them. And it's really weird to see that, I wonder mentally what that, how that feels for her being so jealous for so long. If she was, maybe she was happy for them, but with my wine, I'm assuming she was jealous. And in the Marvel universe, and they're, just doing makeup and stuff.
Could be. Well, I would assume so, especially if you're a younger sibling and that's also what you want to do. I think about their family dynamic a lot.
Right, because they would have been best friends, and she would have always been the third wheel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and especially now because they've stepped out of the industry and she's had so much success. I wonder if they feel a specific way now. That Mary-Kate and Ashley movies growing up still for me top Elizabeth Olsen currently. But obviously there's a lot of nostalgia in there that happens and all that kind of stuff. But.
Well, it looks like the comment said Space Jam.
Okay.
I'm not mad about it.
That's okay. I'm okay with it.
Jam.
Okay. So that means that for our final four, we have Mulan versus Hercules and Jurassic Park versus Space Jam. So we will go back to the first two brackets to start with Mulan versus Hercules.
This is so hard, but I'm just going to go with my gut reaction, and that's Hercules.
Same. Hercules.
No. Here's the thing, is that Mulan, okay, in this period of time, we were still getting white male stories all the time. And then we got Mulan, which is not only a female, but a female of color. And it went into the Chinese background and their culture and all these kinds of things. And they kind of did some different things that we didn't really get in cartoons and that we weren't exposed to as kids, which was pretty cool. I grew up in a predominantly Asian city. So for me, it was pretty cool because then a lot of my friends felt like they could relate to somebody on a Disney movie, which was unheard of at the time. Mushu.
Oh yeah, Mushu.
Mushu is amazing. The I'll Make a Man Out of You song is phenomenal. The badass woman that is Mulan and how she kind of went in there and was able to take over all of the men as a female was super. That meant a lot to me as a girl growing up because we didn't get to see a lot of women kicking butt when we were kids.
It's true, and everyone thought she was a princess. They're like, where do we put her? And she was in a category of her own because she wasn't a princess. She was a warrior.
Exactly. And she was the first one because they had they have the Disney princess blankets where they have Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty and whatever. And everyone's like, well, where do we put Mulan? But she's not a princess. She's just a badass bitch. Yeah. Like me, like you, like Jalen, Sorry, Alex.
You're one too.
I love Mulan in that aspect. But I still gotta go Hercules. And that feels very I'm betraying my own self-interest, but I just enjoy it a little more.
This is probably those are probably one of my two favorite Disney animated movies because, again, they came out right around that same time, those formative years. And they're both, I was just looking it up. I was like, oh, maybe I can give Mulan the edge because it's original. And to David's comment, no Disney movie is really original. And that is true. It's based off of a legend, just the same way that Hercules is based off of a legend. So, okay, what about the fights? Because that's what I love. Hercules fighting the Hydra is insane. But then also you got the Titans, which were nuts. But then Mulan shooting the rocket at the mountain to destroy everyone in one fell swoop. And you get the line at the end where, okay, so you've got Hercules is trying to prove himself to, go to Olympus. But at the same time, there's a lot of very familiar tropes of, oh, he's obsessed with this girl. We're going to use that against him. Whereas Mulan, she wasn't interested in anybody. And still, you got to the very end. And her dad says, my greatest honor is having you as a daughter. I gotta go. Oh, also, for the record, I went and saw Mulan in theaters when it re-released a couple of years ago, the animated movie, and it was I gotta go Mulan.
I'm changing my vote to Mulan.
Yes.
Plus, what was his name? Shun Yu, the bad guy, his crooked sword. Oh my god! And when she shows up and tosses that sword to the Emperor and is like, "What's up? I got it for you, no problem."
Oh yeah, the Emperor. Oh my god,
he was a great bad guy.
You'll bring color to us all.
He was so good. Yeah, and it was one of those ones where it was like you could have a villain who's 100% one-dimensional and still have him be very scary and intriguing because you never knew a lot about him, only that he was terrible.
Brian, everybody was interested in Shang, okay? Everybody.
No, but I think he was saying this with your comment, saying like, "Oh, she wasn't interested," and like, or
that's true. She was a little bit, but hey, how about the
Shang.
scene of her going up onto the pole? No one else could do it. That's got that Steve Rogers energy.
Yes. And the difference is in all of the previous Disney movies, or most of the previous Disney movies that we had with a female lead, they were dependent on the male. Their whole story was dependent on the male. The love story that was going to change her whole story. Mulan was like the first movie that I can think of for a female that her own ambition and her like family and honor and her values and all that kind of stuff. That was her story. Shang was an afterthought. Shang was just a bonus for all of us. Okay. Would you like to stay for dinner? Would you like to stay forever?
Beef, pork, or chicken?
I sing that song randomly. Like
yes, all the time.
Okay. Jurassic Park versus Space Jam.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
Space Jam.
Space Jam. Comments?
Wait, we tied?
Yes.
There's no way I'm choosing Jurassic Park over Space Jam. I wouldn't even choose Jurassic Park.
It's so crazy. Can we talk about the connection between the two movies? Because Homeboy, who was like the mole for Jurassic Park, is Homeboy for Space Jam.
That's right. And he was kind of a sneak in that movie too, because wasn't he like? No, he was just the assistant. But then he showed up.
He jumped into
the at the end of the movie like, "I'm ready to play. Put me in, coach." And they're like, "The game's over."
Right.
Noonan.
He was in there. Here's the connection.
How are we gonna tie the comments too? This is crazy.
Oh,
the winner is gonna go up against Mulan if that changes. Damn it, John.
Thanks, John.
I can't be mad at it because Jurassic Park is great.
It's not better than Space Jam.
It doesn't matter which one wins because none of them are what is like our favorite. The one we picked to win.
Because I really
it's true. Jurassic
Park make it to the final, or Little Rascals to make it to the final.
Jurassic Park and Hercules
even end up in this because I didn't mention Jurassic Park. You just threw it in.
Sarah, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she loves it. I love Jurassic Park too.
I would have picked it. That's at the top.
Okay, that gives us Jurassic Park versus Mulan for our queen of 90s movies. Should have saved my heartfelt speech about Mulan for now.
I'll pick Jurassic just because, like I said, it changed my life and changed movies.
Yeah, wow.
If a movie that I hate wins the Nerdy Girls After Dark 90s bracket of movies, I'd be pissed.
I mean, to be fair, Jurassic Park isn't my favorite 90s kids movie. It's just the choice.
So all votes after Brian's comment of reset votes after this will count if we need them.
I think I'm going to go with Mulan. And also, that's my middle name. One letter difference, but it's close enough.
It's not your middle name.
That's it. Yeah.
I always tell people Mulan, but with an A instead of a U.
Milan.
Yes.
That's cute. Nobody stalk her. Okay, go ahead, Alex.
This is so. These are like. I mean, like I said, I was obsessed with dinosaurs, but I was also obsessed with Mulan. Kara, what? Are you picking Mulan, Karen?
Of course. Mulan is just too good. It's just too good. It's too powerful of a movie.
We can't. Okay, look. If we go based on what was the title of this show? Is it our favorite movies or is it the best movie? Actually, this goes. You know what? This goes to our conversation that we had a little bit earlier about subjective opinions, because art is, everyone has a different opinion about art, and so if you were to say, okay, what is the best movie? You could probably make a really good argument for Jurassic Park, because it is, the animatronics, the fact that it was ahead of its time. It's based off of a book, but still it wasn't, based off of prior property. And it's like that compared to an animated movie. But when I think about the emotion that I felt in Mulan compared to Jurassic Park, I mean, there are some scenes, again, getting to see my favorite dinosaurs on screen, but getting to see him say, what does the Emperor say? It says something like, we don't see that every dynasty. Something like that.
He's the one that said the flower that blooms in adversity is the most rare and beautiful of them all. Who says that? Was that her dad?
Yeah, I think so. And then he presents her with that one flower. Mm-hmm. And the fact that she wasn't doing it to prove herself. She was doing it to protect her dad, because her dad was injured.
Yeah.
And I gotta go Mulan.
Yeah. Man, the comments, they were ready to say Jurassic Park.
They were ready.
I'm with the comments. But it's okay. Neither one's my favorite.
The 90s. Queen of 90s childhood movies, as preferred by us, at Nerdy Girls After Dark, is Mulan. I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Ryan.
Obviously, there was a lot of movies that didn't make the list. We are way over time. Everybody can have 1 second to say their one honorable mention. For me, it was Land Before Time. The first one was 88, so we didn't include it. But there were sequels in the 90s, and I loved that movie. Jalen?
I'm going to go Now and Then. I love it. Me and my cousins always picked which ones we were. And I was, of course, Christina Ricci. The weird goth one.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie either.
Oh, it's so good.
No, we'll go Maya. Alex, you can go last.
So I have 2. I'm going to say When Casper Meets Wendy and Harriet the Spy. Should have been on there. But
right.
Wasn't Christina Ricci in That Darn Cat?
I think so. Yeah.
That's not my honorable mention.
Also,
okay, yeah, and I also had 2. One of them, hopefully this redeems me in Brian's eyes. Star Wars Episode 1, A Phantom Menace. One of my favorite movies of all time, but also one of my other favorite movies of all time, The Mummy, with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. So those
are. Who's also George of the Jungle.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us today and putting your correct and incorrect opinions in the chat. We hope you enjoyed this. We will do other podcasts like this in the future. We have 2000s movies to talk about. We have the other 90s. We've got TV shows. We've got all kinds of stuff coming up. So catch us next week. And comics and cinema. Alex, anything cool coming up?
Yeah, and then next week we've got we're going to be talking She-Hulk comics, which I'm actually pumped about. I started reading a couple of new ones, and they're really good. Plus, now we've got a whole episode under our belt, so that'll be the next one next Tuesday.
All right, cool. Well, to everybody out there, thanks for coming out. Cheers.
Cheers.
The Rascals should have been in the final 4, but it's okay. Bye. And the last word.